Here we go. The neocortex region of the brain. This is where feelings live, and feelings and emotions, they're shaped by personal experiences, beliefs, memories, and thoughts that are tied to our particular emotions. So this feeling, or the feelings that we have, are produced in this part of our brain, and we assign separate meaning to these feelings and emotions. So when you think about feelings and emotions, is there a difference? Well, a definition of feelings, both emotional experiences and physical sensations, such as hunger and pain, bring about feelings. That's what psychology today says. And they also go on to say that feelings are just a conscious experience, although not every conscious experience, such as seeing or believing, is a feeling. They also say in the article. Now, emotions, the same people in psychology today say an emotion can only ever be felt through the emotional experience it gives rise to. They even say that it might be discovered through thoughts and beliefs and desires and actions. They say emotions are not conscious, but they manifest or develop in the unconscious mind. And the emotions can be brought to the surface of the conscious state through extended psychotherapy. So psychology today delineates between feelings and emotions. So feelings and emotions, well, could there be more? Perhaps more than just a feeling. Welcome to the Steven Thompson Experience. My name is Steven Thompson, and this is my experience. Welcome. And I use history and music to make connections with the goal of informing and educating and inspiring others to go out and live and serve and love those around them. And hopefully together we can do our part in making this little bit of the world that we live in a bit better. So today's song is More Than a Feeling, and it's a song by the rock band Boston. It was written by Tom Schultz and was released as the lead single from their first album on Epic Records in September of 1976. The song peaked at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. And now that track, More Than a Feeling, is one that you will hear on classic rock radio a ton. In 2008, it was named the 39th best hard rock song of all time. And VH1 ranked it as number 212 on Rolling Stone's top 500 songs of all time. In fact, this song, the writer said it took him 5 years to write. 5 years to complete this song. And it is considered more than just a feeling, but it was a lot of hard work with a lot of starts and a lot of stops. So starts and stops and hard work and overcoming circumstances takes more than a feeling, more than just our feelings and emotions to continue to persevere in the face of obstacles. So let me tell you about Ignatius Sancho. He was a writer, a musician, a playwright, and an abolitionist. He was a composer, writer, slave, and abolitionist, and actor, and he died in December of 1780. And he was buried in the churchyard of St. Margaret's, Westminster. Now, he was born on a slave ship headed for the West Indies. His mother died of a disease, and his father killed himself. Now, when he was 2 years old, he was taken to England to a household in Greenwich, and they gave him the name Sancho after the squire in Don Quixote. And there was a Duke of Montague who lived nearby and helped Sancho with his education. And Sancho served as a butler, and then he worked for the son-in-law of the woman whose house he lived in. December of 1758, he got married and he ran a grocery store near Parliament. Now, he also published a couple of plays and musical compositions, and his letters were published under his own name, also under a pseudonym called Africanus. And he was the first Black person in Britain to vote in an election, and in fact, to have his obituary published in the papers. And his portrait was painted by Thomas Gainsborough. And at the end of his life, he knew many members of nobility. So our circumstances, well, they can influence our feelings and our actions, but we do have the ability to make positive choices when confronted with negative circumstances. So I just want to look at some of the lyrics from More Than a Feeling. I looked out this morning and the sun was gone. Turned on some music to start my day. I lost myself in a familiar song. I closed my eyes and I slipped away. It was more than a feeling. When I hear that song they used to play, and I began dreaming till I see Marianne walk away. I see my Marianne walk away. The thing about this is that this song was based on a fantasy rather than fact. You see, there was a Marianne, but it wasn't his love. It was the name of his cousin that he just adopted for the song. But when we do think about feelings, the Center for Nonviolent Communication makes a list of needs and feelings. Now, our needs are connection, physical well-being, honesty, peace, and play, and autonomy. And when our needs are met, we feel affectionate, confident, engaged, excited, and grateful. Now, when those needs aren't met, we can feel afraid and annoyed and confused and disconnected, tense, pain, angry, sad, and yearning. Both of those are from the Center for Nonviolent Communication. Our needs, our feelings when they're met, and our feelings when our needs aren't met. But you know what? Our feelings can also be deceptive. They can generate stories about ourselves that simply aren't true. Or our feelings can be indicators of unmet needs. So for instance, what do you say when something goes wrong? Or when you have made mistakes in the past? Or what needs do you believe that you need to meet? And what needs can you meet? For instance, now I've had debts and I've been let go of jobs, and I'll be honest, the stories came fast. They could be something like you're not good enough, or other people are better, or you don't deserve X, Y, or Z. But that isn't reality. Just like in the song, Marianne wasn't real, and our stories aren't exactly real either. The reality is this. You can look over yourself and you will see that you are a person with gifts and talents and skills and competencies that, when put into action and implemented, contribute to making the world around you better. Feelings are story generators, but they also be sages guiding you and pointing you in a positive direction. That is more than just a feeling. Now, there are feelings, but feelings should generate action, and hopefully positive action. You see, negative circumstances are not a joy. I'm not thankful for any negative circumstances, or those who create them, or those who perpetuate them. They don't deserve credit or honor at all. But what we can do, what we can rejoice in and find strength in, is this. Out of our own strength, it will allow us to move forward. Thank you for listening to the Steven Thompson Experience. I come here to educate and inform and inspire. My hope is that you will decide to go out this week and lead with your skills, with your gifts, and with your competencies that you possess. Thank you for listening once again to the Steven Thompson Experience. I have a webpage out there called the Steven Thompson Experience. Check it out. Subscribe to my blog that I put out a couple times a week. I also have 2 novels Aquafunkapus in a Macrocosm of Mayhem, and Up Your Nose and Out Again, Fall in Love, Save the World. Both of those are available on Amazon. Ebook, hardcover, and paperback. See you next week. Have a great one. Bye-bye.